Hello, today I will be talking about 10 risks on the internet and ways you can manage and avoid these risks. The first risk is cyberbullying. The easiest way to avoid cyberbullying, of course, is by being careful who you are in contact with online and what groups you choose to be a part of, and simply by avoiding that situation altogether where you can find yourself being cyberbullied. However, if this doesn't work and you find yourself in a situation where you're getting bullied, the best thing to do is to ignore or block the person bullying you and warn others of them. And if you see someone else being bullied by that person, you can also step in and help them. And maybe if they're also being bullied by the same person, you can stand up together with them. It might be hard to disregard what the cyberbully is saying, especially if you have a low self-esteem, and what they say really gets under your skin. But it's important to remember that God made you special and for a purpose. There are lots of great Bible verses that prove this. My favorite is Matthew 29-31, but there are lots of great Bible verses, so it is important to have confidence in yourself, and that will make it easier to ignore the cyberbullies. Social media is a great place for identity thieves to thrive. They can get your info for free. The best thing you can do is not post personal info on social media sites such as Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, etc. And this will make it a lot harder for identity thieves. If that doesn't work, then freezing your credit card, making strong passwords, as well as changing your passwords, and just really anything you can do to make it hard for them. Third risk on the internet are hackers. Hackers are a great risk on the internet. The easiest thing you can do is not make yourself so appealing to hackers by using two-factor authentication, using strong passcodes, and avoid questionable sites. And why would a hacker go for you if there are easier targets? Usually, just by doing these things, you can make it harder, and already weed out 99% of the chance, because you don't have to be faster than the bear. You simply got to outrun the slowest person in the group. So by being harder for a hacker to hack, they will probably turn to other people. Scam emails, of course, are a real risk on the internet. There are loads of scam emails that will try to steal your private information. The best thing you can do is simply not give them the information they ask, and just delete these scam emails. Do not do what the scam email tells you to do. And if they're asking for personal info, you always got to be careful, because it's pretty rare that an email will ask you for personal info, especially if they are threatening you with dire consequences. Wi-Fi that tries to steal information is also a big risk. There are tons of networks out there that have been infiltrated by hackers who want to steal personal information. And to avoid this, you just make sure you use Wi-Fi that you trust, especially when making purchases and giving personal information. Make sure that you trust the Wi-Fi you are using. The risk I will be covering are posting things that you regret later in life, or that even potentially get you fired or not accepted at a job interview. You see, if you post things that you regret later in life, they could get dug up on social media and used against you in the future. Nothing you post will ever be taken off. Even if you delete it, it's still there. So the best thing to do is simply not post things that you wouldn't want anyone to see. And now we talk about viruses. There are lots of viruses online. The best way to avoid it is by avoiding fishy sites or installing antivirus software. Next risk is internet addiction. Now this is a tough one. To avoid internet addiction, set limits for yourself. Reward yourself with internet entertainment for hard work and productive achievements. If you're using the internet for productivity, that's better. But if you're using it simply to entertain yourself, playing computer games and doing other things and just using it because you're addicted, then it's definitely best to set limits for yourself. We went over this a bit earlier, but not in detail. Questionable sites can be a great trap on the internet. They can steal your information. They can give you viruses. The best thing to do to avoid this is by avoiding sites that do not have padlocks on their URL, or sites you have simply not heard of before. There's a chance these could be questionable sites. The last and final risk on the internet is opening emails that try to steal info embedded in the email photos. Now, you do not have to follow the instruction of these emails. Simply clicking on these emails and downloading photos in the email will already steal your information. You can avoid this by installing antivirus programs and by avoiding clicking on these fishy emails. With this knowledge, hopefully you will be able to keep yourself safer. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and like the video and all that good stuff. Yeah.